What's up, what's up? Crypto Capital Venture, July 31st. July 30th, 2018, welcome. I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I think I'm moving at a too quick of a pace. What's up, everybody? I know I'm a minute late, but I was reading through some of your guys' chat, and I have to start off this live stream with some quotes. We had Conspiracy Couch really throwing out the wisdom. Here's one quote for everybody to start this off. Although eating honey is a very good thing to do, there's a moment just before you begin to eat it, which is better than when you are. But I don't know what it's called. That's Winnie the Pooh. To which Chad Young, who's in the chat, replied, I'm waiting for my honey. Chad, I think we're all waiting for our honey. We are all waiting for our honey. Patiently. Patiently. So, another couple quotes. We need the sweet pain of anticipation to tell us we are really alive. So, we're in a downtrend. We've been in a downtrend for 6 months. We need that pain, according to Albert Camus, I think a famous philosopher. And then lastly, Tom Petty, the waiting is the hardest part, but perhaps waiting could be one of the best things for us. Plus, it gives everybody a chance to accumulate. So thanks, Conspiracy Couch, for just throwing those quotes out there while everybody's waiting. They were good. If you guys don't know, Conspiracy Couch has a YouTube. He's a new YouTuber. Go follow him. Go subscribe over there. Thornton Plumbing in the house. What's up? Nico VDL asks, what's up with the sound? I turned the sound off. I apologize. So, yes, let's jump in. We're going to talk about just a couple things I want to talk about. Then I definitely want to look at the price of Bitcoin. I want to look at the price of Litecoin. A lot going on. That was a crazy beginning of the day. If you guys were watching the charts, I'm sure you are well aware. I'm not running a fan, but my window is open. Maybe I should close that. Is the sound okay, everybody? Let me know. Hold on one second. No static? Please let me know. Let me fix this sound before we get started. I can turn down my mic a little bit. Alright, I'm just gonna chill here with the sound. I think it's my air conditioner. So everybody's saying there's an echo. How about now? Robo echoey. Kind of like a droid sound. So when I was setting up the live stream tonight, I changed my settings on my mic and I didn't remember what they were on. Alright, good. Are we good? I have my phone. That's the thing. But I'm in a wood floor office with a glass table. But I'm gonna get this puppy started so that we can kind of get the show on the road. I wanted to start with obviously I have the Bitcoin market cap on the screen, 47.9. But I want to start with this article. Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin, there is too much emphasis on Bitcoin ETFs. So I want to start with this. This is going to lead me into a very important point that I want to bring up. And I've been bringing it up a little bit more often lately, but I want to bring it up tonight before we kind of move forward. So Vitalik says there's too much emphasis on Bitcoin ETFs. And you can see his tweet. Many of you probably did see his tweet. He said, I think there's too much emphasis on BTC, ETH, whatever ETFs, and not enough emphasis on making it easier for people to buy $5 to $100 in cryptocurrency via cards at corner stores. The former is better for pumping price, but the latter is much better for actual adoption. So first off, everybody out there, I'm curious as to how many of you agree. And I could imagine a lot of you might not agree. Obviously, Vitalik is not as keen on pumping price as probably a lot of you out there. Everybody is basically, from what I see in the comments on social media, including myself, we all want the markets to just go crazy. We all want to make a lot of money. I will never sit here and say that, I'm only in it for the tech. I'm not one of those guys. What originally led me into crypto was obviously the fact that I was intrigued by the technology, but the fact that you could make a lot of money in the cryptocurrency markets, besides the fact that it was such a high risk investment, which typically from the history of me as an entrepreneur attracts me. But that paired with tech attracted me. So Vitalik, very, very interested in adoption, as are we, but we are interested in price. And then I like to end this, I like how this article ends, which is, it cannot be denied that Bitcoin ETF is an initiative worth working on. General Counsel and CCO of Huobi UK, Josh Goodbody, gave his evaluation of the situation. And it definitely contrasts the position of Vitalik. And he said, bringing in asset classes and financial vehicles into the crypto space will give investors the exposure they're comfortable with. Not everyone wants to hold private keys. As long as it's launched by a reputable market participant, we think it's a positive development for the industry. I completely 100% believe it's a positive development for the industry in so many ways besides price. So it goes on, the introduction of Bitcoin ETF, just like the previous success of Bitcoin futures, may strengthen the position of the cryptocurrencies on financial markets. But will it contribute to the massive adoption of cryptos? I don't see how it wouldn't contribute to the massive adoption of cryptos. Cryptocurrency being in the media nonstop this year has already began to contribute to the adoption. So development, and ETFs in play now for Bitcoin, if it happens, of course, would lend its hand to adoption. So investors will get an opportunity to make more money, but these milestones can hardly bring us closer to the moment when an average worker is paying for his coffee with cryptos. So that last sentence is kind of my lead into something important that I wanted to talk to you, all of you, about before we get into the charts and all that good stuff, which is, this talk about adoption. The example always used is coffee. It's always pizza. It's always the things that you and I as consumers are very familiar with, right? Because I think that's when you hear adoption and cryptocurrency adoption, that's exactly what you think about. You think about the world, everybody going to Walmart, going to Target, going to Starbucks and buying things with crypto. But I want to stress something extremely important, which is the other side of the equation, which is small business. And I hope more people start talking about this. So I have some stats for you. And this rings true to me because, for many years now, utilizing wires and sending wires like all the time, weekly sometimes, large amounts of money, and receiving wires as well, you accrue a crazy amount of fees. On top of that, wires get canceled for stupid reasons. Wires take days for them to implement, especially when out of country, and it's just ridiculous. So that market, outside of buying coffee, crypto is going to change so much. And so I have this little website up. Somebody asked how much money's wire transferred every year. And here's a nice little answer to really paint a crazy picture for all of you, because it's very important. If you're just trying to understand the volume of electronic transactions generally to an order of magnitude, it's in the quadrillions of dollars per year. According to this document from the US Treasury, SWIFT handles about $5 trillion per day, or given about 250 business days per year, about $1.25 quadrillion a year. And yes, everybody, listen to John Rambo and Wendell and pound that like button, baby. Pound that like button. So SWIFT payments message volumes are usually around 11.5 million per day. Message volumes are 11.5 million a day, giving an average payment size of around $45,000. So, insane wire transfers globally, the amount in the quadrillions every year, quadrillions. And the use case right now is strongest for these types of transactions. Especially now as I'm, bringing on clients, more clients, especially now that they're pretty much all in the cryptocurrency space, I am pushing for just paying me in cryptocurrency, pay me in Litecoin. I want the days of me invoicing my clients via wires, right? And bank wires. I want them to be over. I want instant payment with like 40-cent fees, man. Like that is a game changer for, small businesses, including myself. The fees are one thing, but that instant transaction, when you send an invoice to somebody and they're ready to send it and you don't have to track it and wait days and it happens, within minutes, it's unbelievable to me and I love it. So this is huge in my opinion, and it's something that I want to track. And if you're not familiar, Swift, I went to their website. It's basically a platform that allows for wires to be sent, connects more than 11,000 banking and security organizations, market infrastructures, and corporate customers, more than 200 countries and territories. Huge. Quadrillions. So keep that in mind. Anytime you hear adoption, think of the small businesses out there that are sending wires every day, like for not even, average of $40,000 or something, but ridiculously huge amounts of money. And picture those companies being able to send via crypto. Very big in my opinion. So, wanted to bring that up. Poseidon Lou, 1999, man. Poseidon Lou, thank you so much. You're one of those super chatters out there. All of you super chatters, I didn't expect super chat. Like, I didn't even really know what it was a month ago. And then you guys start doing this, and I'm just like, it kicked me in the butt to just start adding things of value beyond just this YouTube channel. So that's why I have this website in development, the market cap website, the social platform. I'm pouring it all back into, trying to give back to you all what you want. So just keep that in mind. I can't say thank you enough, and that's what happened. I just saying thank you isn't enough for me. I want to keep doing. I want to keep giving back to you guys beyond just YouTube videos and live streams. I feel like I owe you. So Poseidon Lou, thank you. I definitely, truly appreciate that. Litecoin Moses, $10. Thank you, sir. Litecoin Moses, I love, just a couple weeks ago, found out you had a YouTube channel, man. I know I think I shared on Twitter one of your videos. Love your perspective on the market. So definitely everybody look up Litecoin Moses on Twitter and YouTube. Stephen Herzog, $14.99, says, shout out to John Kim and the East Coast team. We are here doing work, getting it done. Pay with Litecoin. Stephen, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate all you super chatters, like 3 in a row, just like that. I love it. Gives me energy. But speaking of that, I knew somebody in this chat was going to bring up John Kim. So I already was 2 steps ahead, and I had his Twitter up ready for everybody. If you're not following John Kim, go follow him. I can't even keep up with him. He's a ball of energy. And Stephen Herzog, one of the guys really helping out in this push for John Kim's tour, Litecoin tour, 30 states. Go check him out over there, man. He's making moves, and it's very exciting to see. So yes, Stephen, definitely, you guys, I see the chat going all day long. And I try so hard to keep up, but I lose you guys so much. You guys are doing so good in planning this thing, so it's really awesome. So definitely go follow John Kim, and you can even look up Stephen Herzog over there. Stephen, what is your put in the chat what your Twitter is? So go follow Stephen as well. So before we jump into charts, I have a couple things. One thing is this poll somebody just posted over at the Launchpad, which says what will happen to ETFs, or what will happen if ETFs are approved. And I like that question. It only has 9 votes. Well, I guess I'll refresh the page, but I want to ask you guys, he has 3 options on here. What do you think will happen if ETFs are approved? So number 1 is all-time highs will be broken across crypto. Press 1 for that one. All-time highs are just going to be broken across crypto. Press 2, there will be no change. Press 3, Bitcoin will go crazy alone, all by itself. So I want to see what all you think, and I'm going to use your feedback to vote here. And then I'm going to let you know what I think as well. And we have 3 1s, 4 1s. We have a 3. We have Rob with a 2. We have a 4, which isn't an option. I think 1s are winning right now. Rob thinks there's not going to be any change. Andrew thinks Bitcoin will go crazy alone. Litecoin Moses with a 1. Wendell with a 1. So mine is a 1, and I think 1 is the winner here. Tech Lords, awesome, following Steven Herzog on Twitter. So I'm gonna vote 1 because, and there are the results so far. 50%. Nobody voted 2. It looks like Rob Boiling Point is the only one that voted 2. But yeah, all-time highs will be broken across crypto. That's kind of my thought. I do believe that will happen. I think Bitcoin will have crazier gains, especially at first when it happens. However, I think it's going to lead all other cryptocurrencies, including Litecoin, to all-time highs, new all-time highs. Time to wake up now, says Rob, you little bugger. That's awesome. Sorry, I need a new chair. This thing is so noisy. Sarah yelled at me the other day because this chair is so noisy. Like she was literally almost like, "What are you doing with that chair?" I've had this chair forever. So there we go. All-time highs. That's my opinion. And then we have another post. This was cool. Wanted to share it with all of you guys. Scott over at the Launchpad as well. He said, something I found on Xbox One apps area, Litecoin Price Monitor. Nice app. Needs a little work to run smoother, but not bad. Now I can keep up with Litecoin while gaming. So I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't even know that existed. I don't know if you have any gamers out there, but apparently Xbox One has an app that tracks Litecoin price. So that is sweet. I mean, that's a form of adoption, right? And then lastly, this is a very nice lead-in, especially being what we just talked about, that poll, right? Are all that cryptocurrencies going to follow suit with all-time highs? Well, we have Jose Miguel Lopez, who, by the way, if you're watching or if you watch this later, your contribution over at the Launchpad Crypto Capital Venture is your posts are awesome, and I really enjoy your charting. I enjoy your charting techniques, as do I enjoy Tech Lords. And this is something Jose posted earlier. He said, this is something else that you guys should be paying attention. Correlated cryptocurrency pairs. Notice how Bitcoin USD gives a window into the future, how Litecoin USD will look like on the daily. So I'll expand that for you. Here's his chart that he posted, and you can see it. You can see it, and we talked about this before, like sometime last week. And look at that. This happens so often, and you can go back in the charts like years, and you can see this happen. It doesn't happen exactly all the time consistently, but there are stages, like there are seasons when this happens, where Bitcoin just kind of starts moving on its own, but the pattern that it forms, it is like a week, 2 weeks, a few weeks ahead of altcoins, and then they follow. And it happened with Litecoin, and we just actually did a video about when it happened with Litecoin, and that's basically why Litecoin had a crazy breakout December 8th to 12th when Bitcoin didn't do anything. I mean, 8th to 12th, Litecoin up like, over 200%, Bitcoin up 10%. So, pretty crazy. Readerad, 99-cent super chat. Readerad, I don't know if I'm Erad, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but thank you so much. Gracias. Really appreciate the super chat. You are awesome. And that name doesn't really seem familiar, so I appreciate you coming by and just kind of chilling out with us tonight. So, Larry Blankenfeld, where can I buy a Litecoin Lite? Larry, you can go, as I just mentioned, go follow at JohnKim77 on Twitter. I'm going to start charging him for these shout outs, man. I am shilling John Kim's channel like crazy lately. But but he has some ridiculous lights. I think he actually just posted, I thought he posted a picture of those lights earlier today. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he did though. So you can go buy a light over there. So anyway, that is a really great example by Jose of Bitcoin leading the way, right? And these patterns that happen. So, so let's jump into the charts, right? I want to jump in and kind of just talk about some things I've been seeing on Bitcoin in many different forms, many different perspectives. And so I hope I don't seem like I'm all over the place, but there are just different things happening, right? So we can't predict the future. That's not why I do these. That's not why I personally watch the charts. Even before I started YouTube, I watch the charts so that I personally can anticipate comfortably what's going to happen next, and so that I can just kind of look at my portfolio and be like, okay, I'm cool with my portfolio. Like if this happens, I'm cool with it, and if this happens, I'm cool with it. And then sometimes if certain indicators and certain things align well enough that I'm comfortable with, that's when I'll start doing certain things. I'll start buying, and often, almost 99% of the times, I don't tell anybody on this channel when I'm buying, because I simply do not want to I don't want to be responsible for anybody out there buying off of my videos. So I want to just say this, nothing I say is financial advice. This is solely my opinion. This is solely just me charting. But I want to start on the weekly. So, and the reason I have the weekly up is really like a longer term downside. You know, at the beginning of this live stream, we had Coinspiracy Couch, who said the waiting is the hardest part. He quoted Tom Petty. He said, we need the sweet pain of anticipation to tell us we are really alive. So I just want to throw a word of caution out there. If we don't have this continued uptrend and we go back down, first of all, it's good to be prepared for that mentally. It's good to be prepared for that in your portfolio. But it's also good just to realize that it's a strong possibility. It could happen. So, but one thing I would like to do, and I do, is in anticipating a downside scenario from where we are now, I look at, okay, let's zoom out on the charts and see what kind of patterns we might have in play, so we can start locating support. So we're going to talk about the 4-hour right now in Bitcoin and what's possibly next in the short term on the upside. But I thought it would be cool to start this video, or at least start this TA off, with talking about possible downside, especially if there's rejection of ETFs, if that impacts the market, if we're right now forming just a lower high on the long term and we're going lower. What are some things? So one thing I noticed was interesting is basically a possible reverse head and shoulders on the weekly, which really gives you a shoulder there. We have our head here, that previous bottom. And right now we're at this critical time where we're just kind of like, well, are we going to break out? Are we going to break this previous lower high at around 10,000? That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody's tracking. That's what everybody's relying on the ETFs to do. Everybody's pretty much like, we've been in this bear market long enough, get me out of here. But what if we don't? What if we don't have that breakout? What if we don't have new highs happening in the short term? Well, on the downside, we might have a bounce back down. So before even talking about, you know, new lows, right, down here in that $5,000 to $6,000 area, I think one of the biggest things we'll track if it happened would be support at this previous low right here, to really see if we have a reverse head and shoulders in play. And that could lead us into the bull market that everybody wants. We could have, you know, a pretty dark couple weeks or so, few weeks if this happened. And I have the wrong tool up. Let me get the price range. So from where we are now, you know, that would bring us down like 15% or so. But that dark period could set us up nicely for a reverse head and shoulders on the weekly, which in the long term is a huge and very strong indicator of a final reversal in the market. I mean, it's a good indicator on the daily as well, but it's even stronger on the weekly. So something to look out for on the downside. And I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought it was interesting because you can see that we're kind of approaching that overbought area on the weekly. However, on the RSI, you can see we still have plenty of way to go in terms of momentum. So this isn't concerning me in terms of stopping us or seeing any type of resistance here right now on the weekly. So we have plenty of way to go in terms of momentum oscillators, in terms of Bitcoin momentum. But I did want to throw some, scenarios out there in terms of resistance where we are now and a possible downturn. So that's first. That's the first thing I wanted to go over with everybody. And then secondly, I wanted to jump into the 4 hour. And Oscar Macias, appreciate that, Oscar. Gracias. I appreciate that. $1 super chat. You're awesome. Appreciate the support, Oscar. I'm pretty sure I've seen you. I think I've seen you around and in the comment section on videos, so appreciate that. So Woodsman, so someone says, are you guys serious? You use Litecoin in your usernames and you say you will buy more? I don't understand that comment. The Woodsman says, we are bullish till we break 6K. Then it's downhill. We have touched support 3 times and won't get a 4th chance. Phil says, I can see a few scenarios, Woodsman, where we go low on both Bitcoin and Litecoin, but long term, the outlook is great. Of course, outlook is ridiculously great, in my opinion, long term. But who are we kidding? We're all glued to the charts, even if we're long on Bitcoin, even if we're long on Litecoin. So going over to the 4 hour, going over to the daily first before the 4 hour, I have a few points I want to go over with Bitcoin. And that is to say, we have on the daily, you can see it, 3 touches, 1, 2, 3, and I just want to make sure you can see you can see my chart. So 3 touches on the 200 EMA on the daily for Bitcoin, which is definitely good to see support at the 200 on the daily. Hopefully this turns into support, similar support, but at the 50, after we get a 50 crossing over the 200, but we still have some time before that happens. Secondly, what I want to talk about is right now, and this is something, probably the biggest part of this video, we're at this defining moment of momentum. And there's a few points to that. Number one is currently we're at 60 to 70 on the RSI on the daily. So this is the daily now, not the weekly. And that 60 to 70 channel is the previous level of resistance at the most previous lower high that we had on the daily. So this area. So we're right at that same area of resistance that we saw back here, right here down over at the RSI in that 60 to 70 channel, and then we bounce to see new lows. So that's definitely one thing to look for in terms of momentum, but I say we're at this key area, a defining moment, because it really is kind of a make it or break it type of moment for Bitcoin in terms of momentum. So the question is, and I think we'll find out soon, is will we finally break up over that channel and kind of really have a nice bull run? That's what you're going to see happen on the RSI, or are we going to see similar resistance we saw before and just kind of cruise back down? One thing I do want to point out that is good to see is the fact that this green channel, right, this 40 to 60, we've stayed above it for a good amount of time, and we've seen strong momentum up until now. So, and then I have a note here. Last time RSI was overbought was December. And I do want to just point that out. Last time we actually were above that 70 area, and even that 80 area on the RSI was back here in December when we had this, ridiculous run that you see on the screen. So we haven't been there as of lately. And we all know what a run like that looks like. Will it happen anytime soon? Time will tell. But right now we're at that make it or break it area where we're either going to break through this channel, the 60 to 70 on the RSI, and kind of start entering that overbought area on the RSI on the daily. And that's going to indicate a pretty nice run and hopefully a break above that previous lower high to kind of break this downtrend of lower highs that we've been in for months. So I posted, if you follow me on Twitter, you saw me post earlier, because if you were looking at the charts when the market was kind of going a little crazy and people were starting to freak out across social media because we had a very big 4 hour red candle, I basically said big area to watch on Bitcoin as it tests the 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart. And you could see it. This is basically what it was starting to look like on the chart right there on the 4-hour chart. We were testing this 50 EMA on the 4-hour, and we were right at 79.42. So I basically was like, all right, well, let's see what happens now. We don't want to break support. And then right after that, I basically added on to the tweet, and I said, what did I say? I said, I'd enjoy seeing a bounce at 78.92. And I want to just show this tweet because I want to talk about why I said that as I was watching the charts, why I said 78.92. So, and when I tweeted that, we were at 79.54. So let's go to the 4-hour chart and let's bring it up. You can see that 4-hour, you can see what it looks like right now. It's a crazy looking 4-hour. Let me kind of expand this. So there's the 4-hour, and if you see the tweet, it looks way different now than it did then. So there's the 4-hour candle earlier, and this is how it closed. So pretty nuts. And here's that line, the 78.92 line that I said I would like to see a bounce. I would like to see support there. And the reason I said that, and I'm bringing this up for a couple of reasons. First, let's talk about why I said that. I said that because I took the Fibonacci retracement from this previous low to this high right there, and you can see the 78.92 line that I drew was right at the 0.786, and that's where I was looking for support for Bitcoin in that down 4-hour candle that we were getting. I was hoping, I'm not going to say I knew we would bounce off of it because I didn't, but that was looking to be a strong area of support, just the way Bitcoin moves. And the reason I tweeted that, we can actually take a very strong example of, using past historical data to do your charting. I did that because back here at the top of this second high back in, April area, we can do the same thing that happened. The chart looks so similar on the 4-hour, so we can take the fib retracement from that low to that high right there, and you can see 786 right there. We got a bounce in this continued uptrend for Litecoin. So it was just a very similar move. The Bitcoin price movement was looking extremely similar to then, and then we talk about that 786 very often on the 4-hour and on the daily, of how it really plays a really good role of support or resistance in this very volatile market of Bitcoin. So that's why I used that 786 on the 4-hour, and we saw support there, and we had a really nice bounce. So even on the short term, Bitcoin's looking really good on the 4-hour. I mean, all that happened right in this oversold area on Bitcoin, and now we have that momentum coming up, and let's see if it can continue this momentum up. So Litecoin looking, I was messaging Tech Lord earlier, and I just told him, we were talking about the Bitcoin 4-hour chart, how crazy that looked. And then we were basically talking about how Litecoin is like all over the place. It has been tough to chart Litecoin because usually, in a more stable environment, right, when it's following Bitcoin more closely than it has been as of lately, especially the last couple of weeks, the patterns are harder to identify because they kind of get out of hand. So you can really just get a picture of that just with the Litecoin chart compared to the Bitcoin chart. So, and let me go to so here's the 4-hour Bitcoin on the zoomed out, and then here's Litecoin on the 4-hour, or no, here's Litecoin on the 4-hour. So Litecoin on the 4-hour, and then Bitcoin on the 4-hour. So completely different charts right now. But right now, Litecoin is, it is holding its own within this little triangle, symmetrical triangle I have. And right now, similar to Bitcoin, it is in that oversold area and hoping for a bounce back up on the 4-hour. So right now, for Litecoin, what I'm looking at really is this stinking 50 EMA, and then obviously the 200 EMA. Bitcoin, if you go look at that 4-hour, obviously we had that 50 cross above the 200 back here, July 18th, and Litecoin not even close. So Litecoin has not done it yet, and that's what I'm waiting for. So Litecoin, we need to see a pop back to the top of this triangle. We need to test 86, hopefully have a nice bull run, break it, and start breaking these previous lower highs in this triangle. And then that's going to give us this 50 EMA upward move of momentum through that 200 EMA. So when will that happen? I have no idea. But that's what we want to happen, obviously. So want to throw something out there. Back to Jose's tweet or his message on our platform, which is to say, the only cryptocurrency, not the only, but one of the only ones, is Digibyte. Digibyte has had that cross on the 50 EMA above the 200 at the beginning of July. So if you're a Digibyte holder out there, I'm sure there are some out there. Congratulations, Digibyte has really been doing really strong in synergy with Bitcoin. So that's cool to see if you're long on Digibyte. But really, in terms of Litecoin underperforming or anything like that, it's not. It's very, everything is basically doing the same thing. You can bring up Ethereum, for instance, and you can see Ethereum in terms of those crosses, that bullish cross. Actually Ethereum is not even looking as healthy or strong as Litecoin. So pretty much every cryptocurrency lagging behind Bitcoin in terms of strength. So obviously I've been doing a lot of TA on Bitcoin lately because it's important and it's really going to set the tone for the rest of the market, including Litecoin. One thing that I like about Litecoin is when the altcoins do move, Litecoin has a tendency to kind of just kill it. Litecoin has a tendency to surprise, and then all of a sudden you're going to see it move up 1, 2, 3 spots in market cap, and it's something to just keep in mind if you're a long-term holder. So don't be frustrated, and don't let some of those haters out there start convincing you Litecoin's underperforming, because you can go to let's see, we can take Zcash Zcash actually did have a cross. So Zcash is looking bullish, but that doesn't really count because Zcash is one of those puppies almost being listed on Coinbase. Poseidon Lou, dude, thank you so much. I'm gonna have to message you, man. I don't know what to do with you. I really don't. Poseidon Lou, thank you for the super chat. I'm gonna try and check out some of these comments here because I know you guys have been chatting over here, and I just want to see what the tone is. Lou, appreciate you, man. I really do. Bitcoin is going to bounce off 7,900 in a day or two. So Bitcoin is going to bounce off 7,900 in a day or two on the upside or the downside. Please let me know. Assad says, what do you do for a living, Lou? I actually would love to know what all of you do for livings. I would like to know more about all of you guys. That's partly why I really like this this platform that we set up, where where you guys are posting. You're posting status updates. I know not all of you are over there, but I really like it because I get to kind of chat with all of you guys. I posted this earlier over there. Really appreciate everyone in here. I 100% enjoy putting together this community with you all. Once I get some more creative time, I'm going to really figure out how to make this even more fun for us. Because it's true. Because Poseidon Lou keeps sending me super chats, and I need to take that and do something with it. I need to give back to all of you guys. So appreciate that. Alan Higgs in the house with the $10 super chat. Just as I say that, that's awesome. Heath says, good video. Thank you. Thanks, Heath. Appreciate that, dude. So Henny, here we go. Henny is a carpenter, builds houses. I, growing up as a kid, that was my sole thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to be a carpenter. That's pretty much, that was my thing. Assad Harari, trainer at McKesson Pharmaceuticals and realtor. Awesome. That's really cool. Ryan says Poseidon Lou is everywhere. Lou must be a crypto millionaire. John Moore says Dan's new platform is sick. John, I was so hyped when I saw you over there, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I feel like it still has a long way to go. I'm curious what all of you would want to see in a platform like this, right? Like, it's on the screen right now and you can see it. We have a chat area where you can kind of create topics. You can create polls. We have a live chat room, and then we have chat rooms broken up by category. So we have like a Litecoin chat room, we have a Bitcoin or a trading chat room, but I want to know what else you guys would want on a platform like this. So please always feel free to post over there or post on YouTube or wherever and let me know what you guys would want. Tech Lords is retired but full-time crypto. I love it. I think everyone here, including myself, is full-time crypto, even if we like to admit it or not. Heath says, I'm a construction surveyor and run a construction crew, mainly building cells for landfills. Very cool. Wendell says, I'm a crypto hodler. Wendell's a crypto hodler for a living. Oscar is an automotive technician for BMW in Texas. That's what I'm talking about. BMW, my favorite car brand. I love them. Steven Herzog, I work at a car auction in Jersey. Vin, all-time high for Litecoin this year. You're asking what's the all-time high going to be? I don't know. It could be some crazy astronomical number. That's for sure. But let's go look at Litecoin charts. Actually, to get a quick sentiment on the room right now and everybody in here, what is your year-end prediction for Litecoin? Everybody's always asking me, and I'm always kind of trying to navigate through answering that. Tell me what your year-end prediction for Litecoin is. Even if it's all-time lows, whatever, just tell me. Put a number out there. I want to see a bunch of numbers flying across the screen. We have $30, we have $800, $1,200, $600, $450, $365. Michael Lamort, $30. Tech Lords, 1,000 minimum. Breaking Rules, $650. Bradley Allen, $750. John Moore, 1,000. Simone with a $30. Mickey, we got a bear who says 0. Mickey. Ryan, 130 optimistically. Ooh, that hurts. Assad, 200. Old School, 800. 715, 700. Wow. So, Rex Lee, 1,200. Heath, 230. So we have like a range, like a very large range, but I feel like 500 to 1,000 is like the most popular range that's kind of been cruising along here. Mexican Charlie Lee with $2,500. Steven Herzog, $2,500. Oscar says, Dan, when you say you are long-term, how long-term are you? Yo, I am so long-term, Oscar. I am great children, grandchildren, long-term. Great children. Yeah, I'm lifelong long-term. Does that make sense? That doesn't mean I won't take some profit, right? But I think for anybody that is long-term, like legit long-term, if you believe in the technology, you believe that it's actually going to like penetrate the markets. It's going to be actually used. So if you're actually long-term, you're doing it with the expectation that you are actually going to be holding cryptocurrency for the rest of your life. That's where I am. And I think a lot of you are there. Ryan says nothing will happen with crypto until 2019. Ryan was commenting on my video I did earlier, basically saying that all my YouTube videos are a waste of time and I should only do a video once a week. Press 1 if you disagree with Ryan. Ryan, come on, dude. Why are you such a hater? Ryan, these videos are good also for the same reason my charting has benefited me, which is accumulation, anticipation of the markets. You know, we get dips out of nowhere, and when you're ready for those things, and I love how many people are disagreeing with Ryan. All those ones, they look so beautiful. Beautiful to me. And not to hate on Ryan, but I think we're all in the same boat where we're watching the markets because we're into it, right? We own crypto, we're interested in technology, we're interested in space. We really just want to be immersed in the space. We want to be immersed in conversation, whether that's on social media, whether that's offline. We want to be involved in cryptocurrency. So of course we're going to watch price, and of course we're going to watch our investments on a daily basis. People that own, stocks and that are stock traders do the same exact thing. You don't have to just I'm going to check in once a year to see if the all-time high was hit. I mean, then you're really not really interested, in my opinion, in the markets. So, it goes beyond just price right now. I do these videos beyond just price. I do these videos because I spend my days as a recruiter in the cryptocurrency space, and I spend my days getting to know a ton of people on social media, in this chat, everybody you're seeing right now. And since I'm spending my days doing that, of course, I started this YouTube channel for fun. I'm going to keep doing YouTube videos. I'm not going to, keep it to once a week. That's so boring. Jerry Smith, to sell enough to make profit, taking a life changer, then how much should I need to stack now to still have enough to keep holding after profit? That's a long question, Jerry, but that's a question that you have to figure out. You have to accumulate at your own comfort level and kind of just hope for the best, because nobody knows the answer to that question. One Bitcoin could serve you well for the rest of your life in 5 years from now. Nobody knows. Luis Rosado says, you think we will see a small run? Steven says, damn, we appreciate you. I tell you this daily, bro. Screw the haters. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate you, man. I tell you all daily. Thank you. So Luis says, do you think we'll at least see a small run? Well, if you go over to Bitcoin charts, I do think so. And we talked about this. I mean, it was really the biggest talking point of this video in terms of technical analysis, which was this right now is we're at the defining moment of momentum. And so with that being said, you can look at the 4 hour. I honestly think in the next week, we're going to see the defining moment defined, if that makes sense. So I think in the next week, we're either going to have our next breakout, where we talked about this in a video last week. I think our breakout target was around 19% from where we are. So for chart wise, what would that look like? 19% would look like $9,700 area or so, in terms of creating a new high, and then possible pullback for a new higher low in Bitcoin's further momentum up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And if we do have that upside, I think it will happen, within the next 5 days. I don't see us trading sideways for much longer than that at this point, just because if you look back at Bitcoin, this isn't just because I'm just trying to throw a guess out there. It literally is just because if you zoom out on Bitcoin doesn't trade sideways for that long. It really just doesn't. So it's not hard for anybody, whether you're in TA or not, a 2-year-old can zoom out on a chart and say, I think Bitcoin's getting ready to move, because it's obvious when it's getting ready to move. So we've been in this channel for long enough for me to say, I think something is going to happen. If we break, and this is probably the biggest thing right now. I mean, this is what happens. We have, and let me get rid of this real quick, on Bitcoin. So in these uptrends, it's so easy to spot. We have these uptrends pulled back to 50 EMA, uptrend pulled back to 50, uptrend pulled back to 50, until the beautiful uptrend is done. And then what happens is we break the 50, and then we're pulled back for resistance at 50. Breaking down, resistance at 50. So right now, it's a really key area, and we wicked through it. And this very important 4 hour candle that I tweeted about today, We whipped through it, which is fine. We saw support. The candle closed. I tweeted about that. It'd be really interesting to see where the candle closes. We closed well above the 50 EMA. So now, in terms of talking about in this channel, we're at this make or break defining moment in terms of momentum. If we break down, we have to start having that conversation. Well, are we here where, we're breaking down through it and the 50 EMA is no longer going to be our beautiful area of support, but it's going to be our terribly ugly area of resistance. So really, in the next, whatever it is, 5 days or whatever it is, check out this 50 EMA. See if Bitcoin breaks through it. Right now, the 50 EMA is right around 79.82. So it's something to keep an eye on. And just keep in mind, I'm on the 4-hour chart right now, so that's kind of what we're looking at. So if we do see support where we are and we break through this channel, yes, target is probably in the 15 to 20% area in terms of Bitcoin's next move up. So, and I did a video on that the other day. Ron McMaster, everybody will love that comment. You've been warned, some serious whale action coming to Litecoin soon. I love it. Boiling Point Mechanical says, what's with gold and silver? This isn't 1900. Nobody is carrying that around. Right, dude? Right? Unless it's digital gold and silver. Rob, get with the program, bro. Just kidding. Toxic Crypto. Chase, no hating. Apparently we have some haters in the chat. David Schwartz. What's up, good old David Schwartz? Sorry I'm late, but I'm here. What's up? David, it's been 50 minutes. I don't know if I can do a synopsis. I went over, what did I talk about, everybody? I talked about the importance of small business, sending wires, what is it? How much was that? Let's go look for David real quick, because there's probably some new people in here. Won't spend a lot of time on it. Swift. If you're just trying to understand the volume of electronic transactions, generally to an order of magnitude, it's in the quadrillions of dollars per year. According to this document from the U.S. Treasury, Swift handles about $5 trillion per day, or given about 250 businesses days per year, about $1.25 quadrillion a year. So, David, I just brought that up earlier because I wanted to talk about the importance of adoption, not only meaning buying coffee, buying a slice of pizza, but also small business. The amount of money there being handled. Let me scroll up here. Jim Flanagan in the house. I did not forget about you, man. I saw this happen. You super chatted $20 and I was getting over to you. He said, hey Buzz, what did I miss? Hope everyone's having a great day. So hopefully Jim is still here. I really, truly appreciate that. Jim Flanagan, you're awesome. It's been really cool kind of following you in the comments as well. I think over on not just YouTube, but also on the Launchpad. So appreciate you, Jim, for your contribution. And you're one of those guys I want to continue hearing ideas for the Launchpad. So thank you, Jim. I hope you're still here, man. No problem, David. And then besides that, David, we were just kind of talking about really is Bitcoin, and there it is on the chart, is Bitcoin forming this just simple lower high on the long term to get it bounced down or not? So we basically just talked about we're at a critical point of momentum for Bitcoin and obviously for Litecoin as well. But yeah, crazy start to the day today. Definitely a crazy start to the day today. I just get that sense, and many of you might as well, if you look at the 4 hour, I just get that sense, like that little move we had today, that 4 hour candle. I'm going to zoom in on it because it's crazy. Look at that 4 hour candle. I just get the sense that was the spark. That was the spark to a big move coming. So we will see. MWG Tech says higher highs, please. I couldn't agree more. Aetherbug says Litecoin crowd is the best. Again, I couldn't agree more. Ron McMaster, Litecoin is how people are moving Bitcoin around. So people have been holding it down as much as they can, but soon it will spike hard. Agreed, Litecoin is going to spike hard. It's going to surprise everybody because it's what it does, and then everybody's going to get on the Litecoin bandwagon as it just aggressively strikes through the top 5 of market cap. Am I right? Am I right? Litecoin Summit is going to be awesome. David Schwartz agreed. David, thank you so much for all the work you've done there, man. Appreciate it. Can't wait to shake your hand, dude. Can't wait to shake many of your hands. Press 1 if you're going to Litecoin Summit. So, Ray Gross, we need more Litecoin pairs. Tech Lords, insane FOMO, just like in 2017. Exactly. The days to remember. David Schwartz, 1. David Schwartz is going. So December 8th to December 12th, some awesome days to remember for Litecoin. Ron McMaster says, I'm going to try and be there. Jim Flanagan's going to be there. I get to shake Jim's hand. Get out of here. Jerry Smith, Poseidon Lou, can't wait to meet. It's going to be awesome. I owe Poseidon Lou an energy drink, a Red Bull. That's our deal. Steven, definitely, man. We'll definitely get to shake your hand too soon in New Jersey, of course. Absolutely. Definitely going to make time for you guys. You kidding me? I'm definitely going to get out there. Who else? Let's see. MWG Tech, Sam Fran. I'm not sure if I should be sharing it, but he will be walking on water at the summit. This reminds me of the consolidation around $50 to $60. It's so true. David Schwartz, that's a really good point. And actually, I never really why does this zoom in on that like that? These charts are very difficult to navigate. So I'm going to zoom out on the daily on Litecoin. But look at this. This is what David's talking about. I think this is what David, this is what you're talking about, right? In November, right in that area. That's when I bought most of mine, says David. So right here, that's what David's talking about. That's where he's reminded of. And I agree. Like if you zoom out on the charts, it does look so similar, and then all of a sudden breakout. Will that happen? Who knows? We have a ton more resistance than we did then. Then we were above the 50 EMA on the daily, and we're obviously above the 200 as well. Right now, our barrier is the 50 EMA above us and the 200 above us as well. However, if we get a bullish break through those areas, that could be the catalyst for the massive bull run that we have not even seen yet, even compared to this. So everybody with their crazy predictions of all-time highs, that really could be the thing that spurs it, is breaking through that 50 and 200. That could be a really strong lead into an insane bull market. So I'm glad David just brought that up. So good stuff. So David said he bought most of his back here, and I mean, we're not too far from those areas. I mean, this time in the market is an amazing opportunity for many people that missed out here, right? And then, you know, I could only imagine back here in this area, they were like, man, my friend told me to buy some Litecoin. I didn't listen. Well, I mean, you have that opportunity now. And so many people, even here, when we got this run out of the deep trenches of $100, people were saying, no, bring me back down to $100. I remember so many comments, please bring us back down. I need to accumulate. I'm long. And now we're here. We're here. And I hope everybody's accumulating. That's not financial advice, but I hope everybody's accumulating, because this is the chance that everybody wanted. Like Hector Gonzalez, his friend didn't listen to him. Hector Gonzalez's friend did not buy Litecoin. K-Sep got Litecoin at $55. Jason says Litecoin's going down to $20 before it pops up to new highs. Wow. Jason, extremely bearish on Litecoin. $20. I think a true possibility certainly is, well, first off, $20 is possible. I'm not going to say it's not. But let me expand this chart a little bit. $20 would bring us from where we are now. $20 is another 75% loss from where we are now. And from all-time highs, a 95% loss. I truly, truly, truly do not believe that will happen. I just don't. I don't think that's going to happen. If it does, we can rewatch this video and laugh at myself. And if it does happen, man, I can't even imagine how many Litecoin people will be scooping up at $20. James Raymond says, don't know what to think anymore. A lot of volatility. David Schwartz, I already have to go ahead from Mama Bear to buy more if it goes under $50. Ron McMaster, been in Litecoin since 2012, y'all, and I think the next all-time high is going to be around $650. $650 is totally realistic next high for Litecoin. It really is. And maybe we should do... I made a bullish video the other day and I got some hate for it because, apparently I'm misleading people with doing a bullish video on what a bullish break would look like. But I really should do some bullish targets because a lot of you have bullish targets in that $650 area. But then you have some really bullish targets like above $2,000 area. So I should do a video, right, talking about those areas. And the possibilities from a technical analysis standpoint of what might lead to those things. Simone is bullish on 1,000. So Andrew bought at 120, 117, 86, 84, 76, and 73. Every time it dropped, I bought more. So Andrew really simply has been averaging in and lowering his first buy at 120. So in my opinion, that's smart that he did that. Obviously, never want to spend more than you can afford to lose, but if you can average in and bring your average price down, I think it's a really smart idea, especially in these crazy markets. Can everybody live with another year, though, of a bear market? That's what I'm curious of. I don't think that's going to happen, but I always wonder that. That's kind of what keeps me up at night. What happens if we have a 365 days more of a bear market? What is everybody going to be doing? All these friends that I've been making, all of you guys on here on YouTube, I mean, are you going to disappear on me? I hope not. I hope not. Crypto Hippie, I started at 270 and I'm averaged at 163. Andrew said, I spent too much. You keep saying Litecoin going to the moon. Do you have one thing to convince me? I never said Litecoin is going to the moon. Not once in this whole entire live chat. Steven Herzog, that would be awesome actually. Load up. A year bear market would be awesome for Steven. John, I really like the Ledger Nano. I really like it. I have a link in the description. Simone, $50,000 loan. Not smart. I mean, that's that's one thing I could probably advise. I wouldn't do that. But I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to say that either. Tech Lords, I love Litecoin at $4. Was fun to accumulate. Tech Lords, accumulating at $4. Gangsta. Jim Flanagan, another $20 super chat. You're killing me, bro. Jimmy, I can't wait to shake your hand, man. Answer this question. What's your thoughts on Litecoin after the summit? Jim, that's a good question. Are you talking about like from a price perspective or from community perspective? What are you thinking? Are you asking what are my thoughts on Litecoin after the summit for price? Gonna give it a second. John Rambo says probably won't move much. Jim Flanagan said all fade. Okay, so just really my overall sentiment on Litecoin after assuming that nothing goes terribly wrong at the Litecoin summit, I think it's going to be really, really good. I don't think that I don't think it's going to really move price at all, unless, what if we're in a bull market? The energy at Litecoin Summit, for one, is going to be incredible. Whether we're still trading sideways, whether we're trading at 50, or if we're in an all-out bull market, right? And we're actually, could you imagine in September, we're about to break previous all-time highs at the Litecoin Summit? Everybody will be probably as hyper and as crazy as John Kim. Dare I say that? Everybody's going to be going as crazy as John Kim. And I think it's going to be fun. So in terms of what it would do to the price, and by the way, I didn't mean that in a bad way, John. I love your energy, man. I'm envious of your energy. I wish I could always have that much energy. Good night, Diver Dan. Thanks for coming by. So I don't think it's going to move price. If Litecoin's in the middle of a bull run along with Bitcoin, it's going to just do its thing. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with the Litecoin Summit. However, the Litecoin Summit is going to be, 2018 has proven to be, for Litecoin, a foundational year. And, it's probably one thing I really want to talk to Charlie Lee about. I want to get him on, in an interview, and I just want to talk to him about, I know he had goals of building, a community, right? And leading a community. And I know he wanted to do it in this indirect, non-centralized way. And I can't say how proud I am of Charlie Lee for the job that he's done. 2018, Twitter especially, I'm on Twitter a lot, the community behind Litecoin has grown so much in 2018, and it has been foundational. And I think, Charlie Lee, in his approach, in the work that he put in, and in really just his ways of leading, right? He has a certain way of leading people. And a lot of people, they don't like Charlie Lee. Fine. Their reasons for not liking Charlie Lee, in my opinion, are stupid. And that's probably very mean and blunt to say, but their reasons are baseless. But I think Charlie Lee has a great approach to leadership, and he's done an amazing job in 2018. So that's the biggest thing that I see the Litecoin Summit doing, is adding just another part of that foundation to Litecoin, to the Litecoin community, to the Litecoin brand, to the Litecoin name. And that's just going to really firm up the momentum that Litecoin already has as a top cryptocurrency. And Litecoin's going to continue having a huge impact on the space and on the technology. Litecoin is foundational. So I don't know if that I don't know if that answered your question, Jim, but I went off on a tangent. But that's my thought. I don't think it's going to move price, but I think it's going to firm up even more the foundation of Litecoin community that has been built in 2018. So those are my thoughts. Maui Abasi, everyone listen to Tech Lords. He's retired and still looks young. Be patient. Tech Lords, that was a nice compliment you just got there from Maui. That is pretty cool. David Schwartz says, is John on here? John is not on here. And I've been shilling his Twitter. This whole time. John's not on here, but go follow John on his Litecoin 30-day tour across the country. Ron McMaster says, I think that there's a possibility that a lot of the other script algo altcoins might crash and the mining power will move to Litecoin mining and hence a massive surge in price. That's an interesting thought. And I would actually really like to know E from the Litecoin. I wish he was in here to speak to that a little bit. Yeah, I agree with Dave. Please don't reveal your Litecoin numbers for security reasons. That's not a bad idea, Dave, to keep that private. Agreed. So, Dan, what percentage of your portfolio is Litecoin? I actually shared that in our launchpad on the Crypto Capital Venture website. I did share that over there. So, it's pretty steady. It's my largest crypto that I own. But it really, my portfolio size of Litecoin depends on if I'm trading any altcoins. And do you like how I just plugged our launchpad at cryptocapitalventure.io? You like how I segued that over there? The only person who knows how much I have is Charlie, actually, says David Schwartz. Wow, David Schwartz has a trust for Charlie Lee. So I think that's it, right? I think we covered everything. I think we did good. We covered a lot of stuff. Everybody's showing their portfolio balance. I'm actually going to go down. This was a poll. This was taken, I think, last week. It was a poll on average portfolio. I'm going to try and find it. Man, there's a lot of posts over here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But some of you actually in the chat right now might know exactly what I'm talking about. Look at Steven over on the Launchpad, shilling John Kim. Guys and gals, please support John Kim and the Litecoin family. And it's actually pretty cool. You can see they made shirts for his hashtag Litecoin 30 for 30. That's awesome. So CryptoBantam.com, John Kim's Ignite the Fire LTC 30 for 30. This guy is doing work. Like, he's doing work. It's going to be extremely insane, him traveling the country and doing this, and I cannot wait to see. Somebody posted a poll a couple days ago. They said, what would you prefer, a $5 Digibyte or a $1,000 Litecoin? So 12% prefer a $5 Digibyte. That's interesting. I'm actually curious to see what all of you think. David Schwartz says he's relentless. John makes me tired just talking to him on chats. You can't keep up. You cannot keep up with John. All right, I give up. I don't think I'm going to be able to find this poll. I'm definitely not going to be able to find it, but I apologize. So, all right, everyone. Those are my thoughts. I wanted to go over some news, talk about Bitcoin. Obviously, we tore up the charts tonight, but really, I appreciate you all just spending time chilling out with me. Thank you, Super Chatters. You guys are ridiculous. I cannot wait to shake your hands and meet you all in person. And hopefully, most of you will be there. Stephen Herzog said, Dan, will you be doing videos at the summit? I will definitely be doing videos at the summit. And we'll probably be live streaming most of it, I guess. I want to make sure I have a good setup going so that we can catch, some of the speakers, talk to everybody. But yeah, if you're not going to be at the summit, you should be able to catch live streams of what's going down and kind of maybe even ask questions to people that we're talking to. So Mexican Charlie Lee says, thank you for your time, Dan. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for coming by. So that's it. Poseidon Lou. I couldn't get off in time before Poseidon Lou had to send me another super chat. $9.99 super chat from Poseidon Lou, man. I cannot wait to meet you, Poseidon Lou. That's going to be so cool. It's going to be very exciting. No super chatting when I meet you in person. But thanks, Poseidon Lou. You're awesome. A parting shot from Lou, says Wendell. Agreed. A parting shot. Thank you, Lou. So, yes, again, appreciate each and every one of you. Please feel free, send your feedback, Twitter, YouTube, message questions at venture or cryptocapitalventure.com. Let me know some things you want to see on, the Launchpad, the website, the market cap website, everything we're building. Let me know. You all that have been super chatting, I want to start putting this back into offering more value to you all. So please let me know what you want to see. Some cool ideas, nothing's too crazy. There are no stupid ideas, let me know. We're building this thing together. I'm just a dude behind the camera talking with all of you, but we're in this together. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for coming, hanging out with me. It is July 30th. We had a good time, I think. Let's see what happens tonight. Would be nice to see some price movement, but time will tell. Follow me on Twitter if you're not over there, try and do some price updates over there. But appreciate you as always. I will see you in the next video, and God bless.